shots. Not exactly the anatomy of an upset. If you're LSU trying to pull one off here, we'll see if they can heat up, and that'll help. A triple from the corner by P.J.
Yeah, P.J. Carter had experience at Memphis last year. They need a pop right now to try to take off some of this Mardi Gras magic, and the ability to shoot over his defenders at 6'5" and 185 pounds. This duo was simply sensational.
Arkansas has made its last 5.
Man, he is a human highlight film.
Inside, banging bodies and hammered that time. Robert Miller will draw.
5 or 6 players, but he knows that's where he does some of his best work. Last year, you know,
My best work. You ready?
I'm ready. Let me see what you got.
Coach Cal, not the only significant person that has a birthday. Piled up plenty of points here in the early going. Here's another blow by, that time a miss by Acuff. But there for the follow is Billy Richmond. One thing Coach McMahon taught.
It's always part of their recipe. They're expecting more from their team at getting more rim protection.
Tough shot by P.J. Carter in the tall Timbrix. And again, at this time of the year, I tend to look at conference marks. There you see great backdoor action, easy lay-in for Acuff Jr.
You know, you have to remember at Bud Walton, LSU played the Razorbacks. It was a 2-possession game, Mr. Ewing.
Man, field goal percentage at 51, and they're shooting above that now. Here's a turnover, numbers for the Razorbacks, and a foul. Malik Thomas shoes psychologically, and since then Kentucky has been one of the hottest teams in the league. Damien?
Yeah, they really have one minority, 2-8 in the league. It's because of the non-conference. They went 12-1. They knocked off the likes of an SM.
He's only started 2 conference games, and I love what Coach McMahon told us, because nowadays, let's be honest, fans are become a little bit cynical with top-notch players. It's up 13. Acuff can't hit the floater. Here comes LSU. A rare transition opportunity. 3-on-2 all the way, and a beautiful take. Knifing in as Rashad.
Starting 5 games in a row, and you can see he's not a true point guard, but he's a good decision maker and athletic and talented enough to help.
Thomas talked about much. Markel Sutton, Coach McMahon said he's got to play big for us to win games like this. Straight on 3, too strong, and a nice box out there.
Transfer from Omaha to Real Rogers High School. He's having challenges adjusting to the athleticism in the league.
My goodness! No.
Well, my guess is it's going to provide a spark for Arkansas to try to answer it, which is better for us.
Yes. Kick out from Acuff. Brazil again, and that's great ball movement. Sets up an open tray. Nwoko possessed right now. Inside floater, good. LSU firing.
Well, he settles it down here on the offensive end.
Around the screen, rise and fire, bucket. A triple for Acuff.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that's a different player. It's really coming together. Richmond tried to rock the rim himself. Now Sutton in transition. Euro step. High off the window and in as the smoke.
In the offense and defense.
Another late clock situation for LSU. 1 second, and Brazil.
Oh
my goodness indeed.
It's critical for the Razorbacks.
3 ball does not drop for Thomas. LSU going downhill and slamming it home. That's
I love.
NBA. You probably get that. College, you still need a little more. Oh, that will count. This has become a Robert Miller dropping the hammer. Richmond somehow explodes to the basket and sneaks it in.
Off Houston without Darian Peterson. Yeah. UConn, there's a lot of good ones, but I like Arkansas against a lot of those teams.
Nice lay-in, knifing in was Ewan. I'll say this too about if they're doing this, playing short-handed defensively, it's only going to get better.
Absolutely. Just got to find some minutes for everybody once they get back.
From the wing, Sutton splashes, and it's back to a 10-point game, but there's the answer. When in doubt, go to Acuff. 14 points in the first half.
3-point line or his turnover ratio. No, he knows when to shoot, when to jab, when to go back, the altered shot.
Yeah,
see how many times Sutton pump fake and had to try to shoot it high off the glass? Now he's thinking about it.
Yep. Thomas then draws the hack.
Most improved player. And another candidate, sneaky candidate for SEC Player of the Year if the Commodores can keep winning and try to make a push for this SEC. They also are extremely terrific when they get out. fast break points, they're number 3 in the nation. I tell you, then this is a Razorback team that can certainly compete and beat anyone in the country, and have already beaten Louisville and Texas.
Maybe the most impressive number for Arkansas. They're one of the few teams in the country, not a single loss against quad 2, quad 3, or quad 4 semesters. It spans over holidays. It spans over really cold weather here of late. So a lot of things can happen. Oh, I thought that was an alley-oop. And this
teams in the AP poll, the numbers support the quality of the league.
Shot clock at 5. Fade and fire for Reese. Beautiful. Thomas goes back up top. Here's Acuff. Late clock situation. Acuff just makes it look easy. He saw the big man Robert Miller.
Stops, right? That's a stop here. And then offensively, if they can score, they can get their defense set.
Nice play that time by Jalen Reese. That's the guy I want.
Yeah. And his dad, I had a chance to meet Darius earlier tonight. He said, I appreciate all the nice things that you said about my.
And now a steal by Thomas. Ahead to Acuff. Look out. Lay-in.
Unbelievable. Markel Sutton was running like he was in 100.
This is the guy that would have to get it going. There's that Euro step. We used to call that a walk. Acuff goes to work. 5 seconds. Skip pass into the corner to his backcourt mate Thomas. Rims off, and LSU there.
Experience, a guy who's very familiar with the SEC, made the Final Four run with Alabama. You've also got the nice guard play. Even though they're freshmen, they've got enough depth when they're healthy. I'll be excited to see that back.
But I do think there are multiple teams that can win it this year.
Look at that pass.
There's the stuff on the other end. Malik Thomas making it 50-30.
Reasons why the Razorbacks are second in the league and 17.5 assists per game is
goodness.
because of this.
Brazil on a steal. Brazil will have a chance. Skip at LSU does great work for us on the SEC network.
Absolutely. And it's that time of the year, right? So to show their support, you know, I talked to a fan at the break and he said, man, there sure was a difference in talent.
You like to say, Fish, you make your march in February. This is such an important time of the year for these teams.
Well, and as much as we have praised Arkansas, LSU.
A little bit of the ire from the hometown fans. That'll make them feel better. A steal and the finish. A two-hand slam by Sutton.
Nice battle by the LSU.
To the turnover. 3-0. Tapped around and look out. Here comes Acuff. Full throttle on the attack. Got it. I mean, how do you...
I would say 70 to 80% of players, that would have been a bad shot.
Right. Richmond in transition. And a timeout. He said he thought that what made him so productive coming out of high school, he was always playing at higher levels. There's a 3 by the other star freshman, Malik. Easier than it actually is.
And that's so critical right now where it's hard for a lot of freshmen to even get on a team due to the transfer portal being. He's a young man. He's a guy who was trying to figure it out, right? It wasn't his fault that he didn't know if he's going to be fine, but that's a 23-year-old young man that, you know, was impacted, whether he thought it.
Brazil already has 4 blocks. And Arkansas as a team tonight with 9. Kind of feather in the cap for the Southeastern Conference on the women's side. Another strong league. And Arkansas, as we mentioned at the top, right now Joe Lenardi has the Razorbacks as a 6 seed.
Who pounded NC State last night. My goodness.
Talk about a coach who's done a fine job in a short amount of time with that pro. Assists in league play. So Darius Acuff has a chance to make some history this year.
Well,
great and one by Thomas.
And that's why you
will be guys that Coach Cal coached. As you see Richmond come away from the pack to Brazil, back to Richmond! Big to big. High pace is what you've come to expect here in the SEC, which leads the country, among other things, points per possession as Richmond draws the foul.
You said I wasn't going to get you earlier.
I didn't measure them. Another alley-oop, and that time the finish is the...
Both were on that run last year to the NCAA tournament.
Backdoor cut, and there's the finish. Silky smooth glove. Couple pump fakes. Oh, nice up and under move that time. Acuff. LSU numbers and no finish. How about a second one? How about the third time's the charm, or is it? No, offensive foul call.
She's got it right.
Well, that's a key point you just made. You know, remember years ago we used to actually have what was called an intentional. Flagrant does not have to be in Tree's kid of Arizona. Really good guard.
We could go all day.
Yeah. Brazil! Wow! Weaving left to right.
Arkansas came out defensively and established. Man, Billy Richmond with the rebound, and then when they get out in transition, this guy is so good.
Goodness. And are well on their way to an 8-3 mark in conference play. Acuff. No.
Oh!
Pringle. Yes.
Big fella.
As good as any in the country. Florida is right now clicking on all cylinders.
Well, I think he took pride in going up against LeBaron Philon.
7 points and 7 rebounds. Good day at the office. Just too little, too late. Brazil takes it strong and gets hammered at the 8. 7 All-Stars from the Southeastern Conference. 5 of those, of course, Karl Anthony Towns. If you want to win yourself a bar bet tomorrow, you could ask somebody.
Good this year.
Let me ask you, as a former sharpshooter, versus the LSU break, a rare one tonight. Oh, you got to go straight up with that big man. He finally, as a former sharpshooter, your days at Auburn, when you see a zone, did you get excited?
Oh, my eyes lit up.
Yeah,
that's easy. That's easy picking.
The only suspense left in this one, can Arkansas hit the century mark? They've done it 5 times this year. The last time was in. For a play-by-play guy is very convenient. Right there with you guys. I'm calling him EJ. Strong take. We started off the night on SEC Network with a big win for Vanderbilt over at the Neville Arena. And the 21st rank away, the Razorbacks will finish this one up with a 91-62 victory and improve to 18-6 overall, 8-3 in the SEC. They lead this one wire to basketball for Coach Cal and company. Happy birthday, John Calipari. What a way to celebrate it with a Razorback dub.
Yeah, he said, tell people to stop texting him, though. He knows it's an SEC play, right? Most since 1996-97. Excellent display by the Razorbacks.
That will do it for us for Damian Fishback and our entire